Good morning and welcome to Shoot Another Match Badly. Woo! We're going to shoot a tactical two-gun LARPy match that's got rained out the last 4 times. Tried to go, I didn't know what to wear, so I decided I was gonna just match as many camos as possible and totally be a tactical hobo clown show.
What's up, Gear Gang? Thanks for tuning in. Really appreciate y'all. If you can do all that YouTube stuff, like, subscribe, post a comment about how PSA sucks, whatever floats your boat, I support you. So me and MC Tiny Cat, we're going to break down this match I shot recently. MC stands for Meow Controller, just in case you were wondering. So the Guru has been bugging me for a while to go out to this match and check it out. It's really a good time, and you can pretty much shoot whatever you want. You'd be surprised. I think I probably should have shot a little more on some of the stages, been a little less stingy with my ammo. So let's get into the stages and break this bad boy down. I did remember to turn on the GoPro for most of the stages except for the first one, which was the Pikachu stage. And I'll throw up some B-roll of folks shooting that one while I break it down. Like most times, we got squatted with an awesome group of dudes, and the range itself is really interesting and unique, along with the owner who had one of the most entertaining match briefs ever. The scoring system is a little simpler than most matches. Basically, shoot the target the required amount of times until it is neutralized, with a scoring system for each zone on the target. Basically, you're encouraged to shoot a little more and ensure the target is down, which is definitely a crowd pleaser, and I saw a few dudes running some D60s or Surefire Coffin mags, which definitely makes sense if you want to burn a stage down trying to get on the leaderboard. Alright, so the first stage was the Pikachu stage. It's pretty linear, and we kind of started off this far barrel, and on the buzzer you have to shoot the paper targets on each side, and then the 3 steel targets at the far end of the bay to advance, and you have to be touching the Pikachu when you shoot all the targets, I think. I can't remember exactly what it was. I probably should have wrote it down. But you're at least supposed to be touching the Pikachu for the targets downrange of the steel targets when you make those shots. So I definitely did not keep positive control on that Pokemon at all times and ended up dropping it off the barrel. Unfortunately, I don't have a video. And took a couple of procedurals. One shooter with the muzzle brake blew out the side of Pikachu's straight out, like right out the booty cheek. And the safety brief specifically mentioned, do not shoot Pikachu. So technically, I guess that wasn't a violation. Alright, so the next stage was pretty interesting. It's on one of their 360 bays, basically. So the range has a few scrap vehicles to shoot around or through, which is awesome. And this next stage, we had to work around an SUV in a bay, shooting various targets, and then kick over a barrel and proceed to the second half of the stage. I totally forgot to shoot one target with my pistol that I wanted to shoot, and then realized it came back around. And I basically forgot to shoot 2 of the rifle targets that were on the far end of the bay on the very back left that I had, intentionally originally wanted to run down there to the left side and grab those last 2 at the end. All right, so this next stage, I'm just calling the casting couch because that's all I could feel like when I'm sitting on there. 6 people standing around me. Anyway, one of my favorite parts about the match is that it promotes shooter's choice regarding if you're using your pistol or your rifle. This was the only stage we couldn't shoot rifle, otherwise it was pretty much however you wanted to run the stage, break it down. Alright, so for the casting couch stage, we had to load our pistol and sit on the couch, and on the beep, we basically have to get on the couch, roll over, grab our pistol, and shoot all the targets from underneath the 2x4, which basically meant kneeling and working around the couch. Honestly, pretty fun stage. I dig it. Props are always great. It's hard to get props on most ranges because they're just going to deteriorate in the weather instantly, and you have to replace them a lot. And I mean, most places are open bays, so it doesn't really end up working that well. All right, so this next stage was the bus in the van. This was by far my favorite stage. Just it had a variety of elements that forced you to transition from your pistol to rifle. It had some longer shots. There was a dummy you'd have to pull out in the driver's seat of the van. And it's fun to have the closer targets, and I love no shoots, so I think that honestly was a really entertaining stage. forgot to pull my magnifier back down and it kind of just said, we'll do it live, and basically just completely shot the close targets with a magnifier up, which was a horrible decision in the end. And I remember thinking how much time it was taking me, but for whatever reason didn't think about flipping it down. For a lot of the targets, I think shooting pistol made sense, but a lot of it, honestly, you could have just ran it all with your rifle. And if you're pretty comfortable with your offset, you could probably smoke most of those close targets, no problem. Plus, you're encouraged to shoot it tactically because it's a tactical match. So I'm not really sure as far as like, you're not supposed to reload out of cover and you're supposed to engage the targets more in like a logical way, but for the most part, people just shot it however. I was just trying not to fuck up, honestly, so that kind of just factored into me going a little slower than I really initially had intended to.
Oh yeah, so I got one off the hood.
This is an FTN.
Alright, so this last stage, so I'm not really sure what to call the stage. The second half kind of feels like a little tire house, but it was linear as well, but we had to kind of go side to side, which was fun. And so it started out with some closer targets that were behind these busted down cars, so working through those. So after that, you basically run across the bay, and there's some paper targets to engage at a closer range. Again, rifle, pistol, whatever, shooter's choice. When you wanted to holster or transition your rifle, which is definitely a fun addition to most matches that are pretty much one gun. A lot of other two-gun matches basically have designated pistol targets and then designated rifle targets, which are pretty much just the distance you have to engage them at. So it's fun to be able to choose, and if you're low on, some guys were low on rifle ammo or low on pistol ammo and ended up kind of just doing whatever. Thanks again for tuning in, y'all. Really appreciate you being here. If you could do all that YouTube stuff, I'd really appreciate it. If not, whatever. And until next time, stay safe. And if you can't stay safe, stay spicy. Got anything to say? No?